Good afternoon, welcome to a slightly earlier edition of Mutant of the Day, the show where we count down the top 3 most delusional Arsenal tweets that we've seen on Twitter today. Well, it's a bit early today because of the Spurs game coming up and there's a lot of delusion flying around. This one is in at number 3 and it's kind of a joint one between this guy Martin Wengro and this guy Lance that's come off this Arsenal rep post that says, if it goes down to Fabregas and Luis Enrique in the summer, who are you picking as Arsenal next manager? Martin just says Arteta, and then Lance joins him in and says, quote, well said Martin, the abuse directed at Arteta is disgraceful. He has turned the club around. A couple of minor blips that should say, I believe, should not detract from the fantastic job he's doing, end quote. So yeah, the fantastic job of having us on our longest trophy drought in 6 years, the fantastic job of ruining at least 3 or 4 players' careers via overplaying and now subsequently very serious injuries and very serious operations they've had. The fantastic job of finishing second perennially, the fantastic job of taking a team that was 2 points off third under Emery finishing and then taking them eighth, and then back to 5th, so 3 years to get back to 5th where Emery had us, bottling 2 Europa League semi-finals, bottling a UCL final, and then claiming that we were the best team as per the team that beat us, who then said that that was lies. Yeah, really fantastic job all round. I mean, I pretty much covered that in this reply of mine that I've highlighted right here, and if he fails again this season, they will sack him. I'm very confident about that. I think the board will have had enough. There'll be other noises going on around them at the hierarchy, high level. I mean, you don't think they've got people kind of taking the piss out of them saying, look, you spent £1 billion, this guy keeps losing, this guy doesn't deliver. At some point he will have to go, and I do believe that will be this season if we don't win anything. But the original poster here, look, Martin Wengro, this is one of the things that's a bit of a shame. I mean, I can understand to a degree the modern fan, but this is his 75th season. Look, respect to him. First and foremost, 75 seasons supporting Arsenal. But doesn't it raise a question as to why he's accepting of the standard that we're at the moment? He's seen Wenger, he's seen George Graham, he's seen proper elite managers coming in and winning quickly. Bear in mind, Wenger came in, won quickly. George Graham came in, won quickly. This is the 6th year since that FA Cup, which Arteta won with Emery's team. But anyway, let's get to number 2. Mine, at M Jenny. Not sure what the name is, but let's just go with Jenny. She says, quote, I will never support Tottenham Hotspur, but look at this guy who does not know what rivalry is, twerking for City to win the league over Arsenal, but deep down he supports Man United. So this is in reaction to United Trey putting up a little meme of Gabriel and Calafiori having a bit of fun there on the goal line like they were against Wolves, and letting Wolves back into the game for a point. So the problem with fans like this is that they don't understand what it means to support Arsenal properly. If they did, they'd understand that United fans see us as bigger rivals than City. They don't even regard City as a big club. This is not even an unknown thing. This is not a secret thing. This is fairly obvious if you follow football and have any kind of knowledge of Arsenal and Man United and Premier League history. Arsenal-Man United is the biggest rivalry in the Premier League and probably one of the biggest in the world. But this person doesn't seem to know it because they're just one of the many people who latch onto our football club and try to use them for 30,000 views, 578 likes. And as Chris points out here, Arsenal is more of a rival than City. City is just a derby, never will be a rival. City need to do so much more to be a rival to Man United. It's unreal. Like the size difference between the two clubs, the trophy difference between the two clubs. I mean, Man City haven't even caught us up yet, and we're way behind Man United and Liverpool. So why would United see City as a rival? I don't see Spurs as a rival. I see Man United as a bigger rival than Spurs. I would rather Spurs win a game against Man United. And that's just it, because I don't see Spurs as a rival the way that they see us as a rival. It's much like Espanyol versus Barcelona, Real Madrid versus Levante or Rayo. Anyway, On to the final. Numero uno mutant of the day. And that is this guy, Sir Thank a Lot. Not even thanks a lot. Thank a lot. Singular. This is in reaction to what's been doing the rounds recently. Loba99 on Instagram, who is Mikel Arteta's wife, Lorena. Mikel bringing his family into it now, saying winning doesn't solely depend on him, but he's definitely doing everything in his power to achieve the best outcome. So this is the beginning of Arteta throwing people under the bus, and he's actually getting his wife involved. However, I don't think any of us are really surprised at this kind of shenanigans from this Spaniard. So down here I've highlighted it. Quote. This is the mutant quote of the day. It's true. People need to realise he puts out the squad we want, and the boys on the pitch don't perform. He brings on the boys we need, and they don't do fuck all. How much more can Arteta do? It's true. How much more can he do? Probably not much, probably nothing. That's probably where he needs to go. That's three probablys. Three probablys is a definitely, not a maybe. I replied to him originally saying, yeah, it's called being a manager. And if your team's selection and tactics keep failing, you need to go. People kind of forgetting this. Arteta is responsible, with Berta obviously, for signing the players. He's responsible for coaching them. He's responsible for the tactics. He's responsible for the team selection. He's responsible for the in-game management. He's responsible for the substitutions. But somehow this is all getting overlooked. And it's actually just all on the players. So what these people tend to do a lot of the time is they lord it up for Arteta when we win. So basically it's like Arsenal win is Arteta. Arsenal lose is the players' fault. It's never Arteta's fault when we lose. It's never the players when we win. And this is how they kind of cope and sort of get around all the accusations of him not being good enough. They just blame it on the players. It's just classic deflection because they don't really have any other kind of evidence other than that. Like, we've been 6 years. I mean, they can say all they want. They can chat all they want about him and it being the players and not him and all this kind of nonsense. But at the end of the day, the facts remain. 6 years, no trophy. 2,000 days, no trophy. And Sir Thank a Lot, with his 110 followers, is just another one of the brainwashed cultist, human clone, sheep people who adore him, much like the Scientologists adore L. Ron Hubbard, and they worship the Master, and the Master can do no wrong, and they can't even be seen in public to criticise the Master, because then that brings down their value in the eyes of their other cult members, and heaven forfend the Master see that himself, or in this case, even his wife, Lorena, bless her. She probably has quite a lot to put up with. But hey, he's making 15 million a year, so, can't really complain. But I've just highlighted, to conclude, how much more can Arteta do, says the Sir Thank a Lot. Agreed, there's nothing more he can do. And with that, Sir Thank a Lot, you are today's ex-mutant of the day.